told me you fell in love with it, hadn't gone as I planned.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another devlog for Terra Toy, my voxel-based terraforming game. This past month, I've added a bunch of features that help give the planet more variety and really bring it to life, including weather, wind, and customizability for some props. Additionally, I have finally made the Steam page for the game, so before we start, I'd like to ask you to wishlist the game if you are at all interested. It's the best way you can support me, I'd really appreciate it. The link is in the comments. Without further ado, let's get into this month's editions. The first edition I made is a small but long requested one. I finally got around to improving the wind visible on the grass. Many of you have mentioned that it seems too uniform and fast, so I slowed it down a bit and added waves of wind that periodically ripple through the grass. Let me know what you think of it. The way this is achieved is pretty simple. I first give each grass blade a value based on its position, which is calculated simply by summing up all of the components of its position. I also have a value representing the wind wave position, which I increment every frame. The grass blades then simply compare how close their values are to the wave value, and the closer they are, the faster they move. Next, I added the ability for the player to change the color of certain props. This is a feature I wanted to add as soon as I finished the programming language last video, but I didn't have enough time. It really allows the player much more creative freedom when decorating their planet. First, I created a little color selector widget using my UI library. Then, all I had to do was add a little button to each prop for opening the color selector, hook up the selected color to the prop script source code, and voila, we have fully colorable props. I added 2 new biomes this month, as well as added icons for all of the existing biomes. The new biomes I added were snow and stone. I also added a number of props for each. For the snow biome, I made an igloo, a snowman, some icicles, and a candy cane. For the stone biome, I made a gem rock, a stalagmite, and of course, we have the basic rock from a number of devlogs ago. final feature I added was weather, which turned out to be a lot simpler than I thought. First, I attempted to add rain coming from the existing clouds, but as you can see, it didn't quite work. Once I got that fixed, it looked like this. All that I'm doing is spawning a bunch of little blue cubes randomly on each cloud and accelerating them towards the planet's center. Next, I added some color corrections to give the planet a more overcast and dreary look, and allowed the raindrops to bounce once when they hit the ground. And with that, our rainy weather is complete. Next, I added snow, which is basically the exact same as rain, except the particles are white and the grayscale is turned down. Additionally, I added a layer of snow on top of all of the voxels by simply coloring them white if their normals point away from the planet's center. Here's all of the weather in a cycle.
Watch your motherfucking tone, boy. Yeah, her, boy. Here going on, motherfucker that don't understand the concept of putting money first, boy. I'm about to hit you with the word, boy. I'm about to hit you with the word, boy. I hate coming through stunning on niggas that I know. That's the worst, boy. I'll admit it. You haven't been to man for like a minute. I told you that I'm in it for the long haul. You can really get the business. I'll admit it. Brought the switches, hitting switches. Got me feeling like a ball hog. I don't pass it when I get it. I'll admit it. You too worried about the bitches. I got one girl, that's my girl, and nobody else can hit it. She'll admit it. She ain't fucking with you, nigga. It's just like every single other thing in my life. You can have it when I'm finished. I hear the talk on road is I'm the shit, boy. Phone call back home. Shit is hot up in the six, boy.
That's all I have for you this month. Before you leave though, I want to shout out one of my best friends, who just started making devlogs of his own on a rhythm game he's been working on. His videos are very interesting, so I recommend you check them out. His channel is linked in the description. Since finals are over now for me, I've been able to dedicate a lot more time to working on Terra Toy, so expect even more progress soon. I'll see you then.